In this video, we're gonna go over 5 creative ways to hit minimum spends for those credit card sign-up bonuses. And on top of that, the list is gonna go from beginner to advanced, so make sure to watch the video all the way through. And last but not least, on the very end, I'm gonna give you some bonus tips to hit up those American Express minimum spends, because those are harder. As we all know, here in Canada, American Express is not widely accepted by all the merchants. What's going on, guys? Tony here. And as we talked about in the last few weeks, those credit cards that will get you $500 for signing up, $1,000, $1,500, but what all of them have in common is if you don't hit those minimum spends, you actually don't get anything. Being able to find creative ways to hit minimum spends means you're able to open credit cards more and more often, because you're going to hit these spends more and more faster. And what that means is you're going to rack up free travel more and more faster. And more importantly, you're not forced to buy things that you don't need just to hit minimum spends. By now, I'd expect you guys to know the number one rule of credit cards is never to spend money that you aren't going to spend anyways. But with cards like the American Express Business Platinum, with a ridiculous minimum spend $7,000 in 3 months, it's safe to say that if you're not running your business through there, in terms of everyday spends, it's very hard to spend $7,000 as a normal everyday spend. So we're gonna go over everything you need to know in this video about how to hit those minimum spends like the American Express Business Platinum, Personal Platinum, and how I hit them, so you guys can do the same without spending a cent extra that you aren't gonna spend anyways. And so you guys can rack up those free travels fast. Welcome back if you're returning, and if you're new, my name is Tony, and on this channel we talk about personal finance. We upload every single week, so if you want to see more content like this every single week, make sure you subscribe with the bell. And all I ask for is for a quick like. It really helps with the channel. And with that being said, this video is long overdue, so let's get right into it. Number one tip I can give you guys is to time your spending. For instance, if you know that Black Friday is coming up and you have a laptop purchase, you're looking for an upgrade or something like that, it might make sense to open a credit card within 3 months of you buying that laptop, so that, you know, that one big purchase can bring you way over the line, or even halfway, right? Even the majority of the minimum spend, and the rest can just be done with everyday spends. Number 2 is my personal favorite, you guys, and I use this one myself all the time. So it's about paying your expenses ahead of time, those recurring bills, as well as those, annual subscriptions. Those monthly subscriptions you can turn into annual subscriptions. Some of my favorite examples are gym memberships, subscriptions, and wait for it, car insurance, because I live in Vancouver and the car insurance here is really high. So one year I use it to hit my minimum spend on my business platinum card, and the other I use it to hit my minimum spend on my personal platinum card. So similar to the insurance example, you can do the same with traveling. Like, for example, if you have a travel ahead of time, a trip that you're planning to take with someone, you can just book the trip, book the tickets, book the hotel all under the credit card, and you'll be surprised on how fast the expenses can rack up. But then that also begs the question, same as the insurance example, what happens if 10 months later, because of what's happening around the world, you cannot make to that trip anymore? What happens if you cancel the hotel, the booking, and that brings you under the limit, the threshold? Will your points get clawed back? I really don't know about this one, so you guys, and it's kind of like a gray area, so proceed with caution on this one. Number 3 is prepaying for your everyday expenses ahead of time. And no, this is different from the recurring bill payments. This one, you can actually prepay for your everyday expense in a form of gift cards. For example, for Starbucks, if you drink a lot of Starbucks, it might make sense to just load up on Starbucks gift cards and basically prepay for your coffee for the next couple of months. Same things can be done like movies, restaurants, and even groceries. And on a side tangent, if you have an American Express credit card that needs to hit minimum spend and all you shop at is at Loblaws and they don't take American Express, what you can then do is go to a gas station, go to another supermarket, somewhere that takes American Express, and then buy gift cards for the other stores that don't take it. You do have to be careful about this one as well, because technically gift cards are on the gray area because sometimes they're considered as cash. So some stores will flat out reject your card and say you have to pay with a debit card or cash. Sometimes you won't get the points for it. So it really depends on the merchant and how it's coded on their back end. And it really puts the cherry on top when you're using American Express Gold Card at a gas station for like a gift card, for example, a Loblaws gift card, and the gas station also codes it as travel. So you're spending, you're also getting the multiplier for the gold card. So that would be the cherry on top. Number 4 is what I call being an ATM. So what I mean by that is, let's say you have some expenses coming up that you know you will be reimbursed for. Always run it through your credit card. And a good example is, let's say you're having dinner with a group of friends and you know the bill can actually be really expensive. Just pay for the whole thing and have them pay you back instead of paying separately, and you can really rack up your spends that way. And also this is especially true if this is at, let's say, a corporate dinner or a high-end restaurant. The bill can be really expensive, and if you just pay for the whole thing and have everyone reimburse you for their amount, it can really rack up your points really quickly. Similar to that, you can also do the same with household expenses. If you have roommates, just offer to go grocery shopping, and then you know the grocery bill can rack up really quickly, and then have them reimburse you for their amount. And also, like if you're a working professional and you can reimburse a lot of the corporate expenses, for example parking, or even bigger ones like conference room bookings, hotel room bookings, flight bookings, these can rack up your spends. Number 5 is paying for something you wouldn't be able to do normally with a credit card using a third party. For example, Plastique is what people use generally here in Canada. So basically what it is they charge you a transaction fee, and then they will let you use your credit card to pay for something that you wouldn't be able to, a loan, for example, for rent. Now, because that they charge you this fee, I wouldn't recommend you to do this unless you have a minimum spend to hit, because if you're going for the points alone, it wouldn't be worth it. And for the bonus tip is for all the friends here that have American Express cards. And as we all know here in Canada, American Express is not widely taken everywhere, and in fact it's not taken in most places generally because of the high merchant fees that they charge to its merchants compared to Visa and MasterCard. Other than the gift card trick I shared with you guys earlier, you can actually set up your American Express credit card through Apple Pay and Google Pay, and you'll be surprised about how many transactions actually go through for those merchants that don't take American Express but has contactless Apple Pay and Google Pay. Just do the contactless pay, and sometimes, and you'll be surprised that these payments can actually go through. Another variation of this I found, you guys, that I use all the time, that I found so useful, is these restaurants, right? These restaurants that, especially these small ones, they don't take Amex whatsoever. They actually have a big sign that says no Amex on the door or something like that. And that is because of the high merchant fees. And I get it, they're a small business, they don't want to pay that. But at the same time, if you have a minimum spend to hit, you gotta do what you gotta do. So me having a platinum card with a 3x multiplier at restaurants, you know I had to find a way around that. So then I did. So with the Uber Eats app, there's actually a function called pickup, and what you can do is you can order pickup through the Uber Eats app, and you can kind of use them as a broker in a way to pay them and then have them order the food for you, and that way you can run your American Express platinum card through your Uber Eats. Now, not every restaurant has this feature with Uber Eats, but you'll be surprised at how many does that don't take Amex but also takes Uber Eats. There's actually a lot I found myself, and I have been using this all the time, you guys, because the amount of money that I spend on food and restaurants, if you guys spend as much as me, you're gonna rack up so many points really quickly. And also make sure when you do this as a bonus tip, you can actually go through the Aeroplan portal and earn another batch of points through Aeroplan. So there's my top 5 ways to hit minimum spend with the bonus tips, you guys. So let me know down below what you guys think and if you guys learned anything from these tips and what you guys use yourself. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, make sure to hit like. It really helps with the channel's algorithm. And also, if you're not yet subscribed and want to see more content like this every single week, make sure to subscribe with the bell. And as always, have an amazing day. Peace.